Big
Leslie Berkman,
Rich, Texas.
Coach of the Style Network reality show, Big Rich, Texas. And you know what? In Texas, they do everything big in Texas.
That's right. That's why it's big.
Yeehaw.
Big and rich.
A big yeehaw.
All right.
Everything is bigger in Texas.
Yeah,
everything's
I
bigger.
moved to Texas.
Yes.
Because I only moved there like 11 months ago.
Well,
Yes. So you're not from Texas, though.
So where you from?
No, I'm a West Coast girl. I'm from Washington State.
Washington State.
They've been planted
Yeah.
over to Texas.
So I just jumped into this whole Texas thing. And it's all, a lot of the things you hear, it's all true.
Okay, so let me ask you this:
well,
what is
yeehaw.
your function on this show? Are you one of the
Coaches, aren't you?
Yeah, well, I'm just one of, there's a bunch of us gals, and we all have daughters, and our lives just intertwine. My cousin is on the show, and she lives in Texas, and that's partially why I moved out to Texas.
Nice.
Because
All right,
I have
well-
family there, and it's just, I always wanted to.
Okay,
so
so you're not like
so here I am.
You're not like a stranger in a strange land. You know people there, so it's not a total
Yeah,
new
I
experience.
have some cousins in Dallas and some cousins in Austin. I haven't gone to Austin yet, so that's my next little
So
trip. I want
tell
to
us-
go vacay there.
Tell us what the show is about for our fans who may not be initiated and know this.
It's just crazy. The show is crazy. These women, I'm traumatized. I have to tell you the truth. I'm traumatized because I'm not used to all these crazy women, and everyone is in everybody's business.
Oh, yeah.
That is sort of the theme of the show, and
a
it's
reality
real.
show.
They really are. They will just come right out and ask you. So, how are your finances? What do you own? What do you do? Everything but your Social Security number. They want to know everything. Everyone you've ever dated. Anything.
Well, I actually filmed. We have a local pilot called Wicked Fit, and I was actually filming the pilot back last year, so I have a little idea of what goes on in a reality show. But I know that a lot of what goes on in that show isn't as real as people think. So it's a little different with the Texas show, because I know in that show, the one I did, the people that are in there are actually best friends, but you see them on the air, they're all talking trash about each other, which I thought was funny, because I'm like,
so you guys
are you really
scripted?
mad?
Are you guys scripted?
I'm sorry?
Are you? Is your show scripted?
There is no script,
Really?
but there is some situations. Like, for example, there's producers, and they'll find out what we're doing for the week.
Mm-hmm.
So they'll ask, what are you doing this week? And then, they sort of, let's say, engineer it so our lives our lives cross paths.
Gotcha.
So if I'm going to go to the club, then, they just make it.
Okay.
So there's a little bit of engineering, but we do not have a script, and nobody knows what anyone is going to say.
So they kind of butt themselves into your business. I like that.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I guess
And there's a couple cast members that will just simply say anything, and it's not like, I'm still sort of a fish out of water, because, I was just raised, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all, but
right.
they're forcing me to come out of my shell and say exactly, what I'm thinking and feeling. So otherwise, it wouldn't be much of a show. We all kept it in.
I gotta ask. Has anybody on the show been like, well, yeah, I'm going to this nightclub, and they actually go out somewhere else just to see just to make the crew go out somewhere?
Yeah.
And like,
They occasionally. Well, there's a lot of set up.
Yeah.
Like for example, my cousin is separated, and of course she tells everyone that she's divorced, and she set me up with her husband, like, oh, go hang out with John, he's great, he's amazing, he'll show you some properties, he's so great. And then behind my back she goes, I can't believe she went out with my husband.
She went out.
You're gonna love this show.
But I didn't even, it wasn't even a date. It was like he was just showing me some properties, and then I took him to dinner for being so kind. And then this whole thing is like, I'm just I go out with everybody. And what's kind of funny is I have had 3 dates in 1 year. 3 singular dates in a year. But everyone talks on my back. I go, Leslie, she just goes out with everybody. And she's just like,
She's a slut.
yeah. Oh, well, I don't. Maybe my life would be more exciting if I did. Maybe I should see what they're saying behind my back, but I just haven't yet.
Well, how much would the camera follow? How far would they follow you
Like,
on
how
a
personal
date?
do they get?
That's right.
Seriously.
They will follow me into the bathroom. They followed we were at the country
There's a
club,
show.
and one of my castmates, she, was running from the camera because she was just done. I mean, she was emotional. She was upset about something, and she ran. They followed her all the way into the locker room and into the shower. Yeah, you cannot avoid them. So when I go to the bathroom, I lock the door. I want some privacy.
Oh my God.
But it's not only that, we're mic'd up. So let's say the cameras aren't on me.
Mm-hmm.
Everything I say is being recorded.
Everything you do and say is being recorded.
You have to be careful about what you say.
She can't even fart. Like they pick it
up. No, they would make a big deal about that, I'm sure.
She's going to show she flushes and everything. God forbid no stone can be left unturned in her life.
But how does your date deal with the camera? The camera following you around? I mean, your date's not part of the show.
Are they offended by it? Do they get mad?
Yeah.
Well, I have, what happens is, I'll have a camera person that's kind of, assigned to me.
Right,
and so each one of us will have one. And then there's, the ones that do more far away, or, they do the pan out one. And so they don't follow us quite as often, but the person that's, assigned to us, but will you really forget about it? And, of course, they love that, when you forget about it.
Do they forget about it? I mean, does it freak them?
One time I woke up, it was I woke up and I didn't lock my bedroom door. And when I opened my eyes, there was a camera in my face.
I mean, when you're in
I was really? Seriously?
Were you alone in the bedroom, or was your date with you? I know.
I'm sorry, what?
Were you alone in the bedroom, or was your date from the night before with you?
Yeah, no, I was on one of my dates. No, I'm kidding. One of my 3 dates.
Does your date, if you're
No, I was just by myself, so, I guess, somehow they just want to capture everything. And, of course,
what
when you're being filmed 24/7, well, we do go to sleep, and we're actually sleeping, we're not being filmed, but, they have to edit it to what's interesting, and I think me waking up in the morning just isn't all that interesting.
But I'm sure you must inform, if you go on a date, you must tell them, oh, by the way.
You need to inform the directors and the producers that
even
this is
date,
what you're doing.
Even the date.
They know. They know in advance. If I have a date, it's like, oh, by the way, I'm from
you're going to a restaurant, you're like, hi, I'm Leslie, this is the film crew, they'll be with us tonight.
They're at another table. Separate
it's
checks,
kind of funny
please.
because I did go on a date with someone, and he didn't care. He was fine with it, but he, kept saying things like talking about the show.
Right.
And I said, but we're on a date, so I don't want to talk about the show. And the camera people, they're going to edit this out.
The show wakes up in your bedroom. The last thing you want to talk about is the show.
It's the show, I know. Let's talk about
our show.
Let's talk about the Texas Cowboys or something.
Yeehaw.
Now, I haven't met a whole lot of cowboys. Everyone does own at least one pair of cowboy boots. They just do.
Cowboy boots are awesome.
Cowboy boots and hats.
Walking around in their big hats. Although, sometimes you'll see these longhorns in people's yards.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And so that's really strange, just to see a cow. It's in his front yard.
Well, it'd be strange for us. We live in a city, but I guess where in Texas are you? Okay, so that maybe
in Dallas, close to Dallas. Well, I live. It's just north of Dallas. A couple of the gals live in Plano, which is even further north than where I am.
Okay.
And then the other two live pretty much right in the heart of central Dallas.
Central Dallas. Okay, so you're in the city. I mean, basically, you're city girls. I mean, this is not like we're not in Dallas here. We're not in South Fork, and you know what I mean. It's not you're on a ranch or anything. Anybody live on a ranch? Anybody live on anybody own an oil well? I mean,
you watch way too much Dallas.
I mean, is there any of that stuff going on?
Is there anybody there in Dallas? Although we do, some of the cast members, one owns a lake house somewhere out far away. And there's a brand new cast member, this gal, who lives in Colleyville, so that's closer to Fort Worth.
Yeah, is anybody there named JR? Anybody?
I know.
Has anybody died? Has anybody died?
I haven't into JR, but I can tell you one of the cast members thinks she is JR, and it's her job.
Has anybody there died and come back a year later in the shower? I mean, he's asking all these questions about these Dallas.
I guess I went out to a book signing. One of the gals do you guys watch the show? Do you know any of us? Do you know Bonnie? She is adorable. She's a cast member, and she had a book signing, and we went to, it was at the location where you shoot, where JR's house was from the TV show.
Right.
From
I mean, the ranch that they used as a location for South Fork?
Yes.
South Fork Ranch.
Yeah, that really does exist. You're right. There is a location, yeah.
It is an actual ranch.
That is a ranch.
It's
The
not
exterior, yes.
Because some people say, is it real? Like Back to the Future,
No,
Hill Valley's fake.
Right. No.
But South Fork, it might not be called South Fork, but it's an actual ranch.
Yeah.
They shoot on a location.
That was an actual location. And then everything else was the
whole
interior
flyby
was
the flyby and the credits, it's all real.
That was a real location.
You can't fake that stuff.
No, that's it.
Except that they did have a script. Sometimes I wish I had a script.
Now, which one are you, though? I mean, there's a number of
I'm the ninth one.
and then there's a couple of brunettes. So which one are you?
I'm the blonde. I'm there with my goddaughter, Kaylin.
Cool, okay.
And she's actually in New Jersey right now, vacating. So.
Oh, she's conspiring.
I want to ask you about what is this?
She's
this
conspiring
war with Jerseylicious.
She's
now,
conspiring with Jersey.
What is your connection to this other show?
Well, they have been around a few more seasons,
Yes.
but we just seem to think that we're the better show, and they seem to know that they're the better show, and so this is a little rivalry. It's all fun.
Is it the same production company, or are we warring with another network or something here?
It's all Style Network.
They're on Style. Their show, Jerseylicious, typically airs right before our show.
Oh,
Anytime we have it, like our shows are Sunday. So it's like 8 o'clock, Central Time, and their show starts at 7. And so, we have a lot of the same people will watch both the shows, and there's all this which shows you like.
Right. It's called the 6-week Twitter war against Jerseylicious.
Twitter war. We're having a war on Twitter. And you voted. All right, so you voted.
And I voted for Big Rich Texas.
As you voted.
Because
thank you. I think Big Rich Texas, I haven't looked today, but I think that they're definitely
Because if I
winning.
learned one thing, you don't mess with Texas.
You don't mess with Texas. Now, where did you learn that, I wonder?
Well, I know people in Texas.
I tell you, I learned that after I was there for a week. I mean, these women are rapacious, and they will jump all over you, and you don't mess with them.
Well, I never understood Jersey. They call Jersey the Garden State, and it's all smokestacks. So if they're raising smokestacks, yeah. But I understood what they call the Garden State. It's smokestacks and toll booths. I never understood
They have
that.
a couple flowers, I'm sure.
I'm sure somewhere.
I actually haven't. I did a photo shoot way back in the day when I was modeling Jersey. Caitlin's there now, and she loves it, and so she says that she's going to go get her hair done and go in and surprise them. They'll probably kick her out.
I'm gonna say,
Where's the camera crew for this?
yeah, she's not switching teams, is she?
I'm sorry.
She's conspiring.
Well,
She's conspiring, maybe. She's gonna switch teams.
yeah, Caitlin is like amazing. I mean, this girl, and that's sort of part of the thing, because she's not my daughter. Everyone else has a bio daughter on the show, and I have my goddaughter, and she's had a really rough life, so I've sort of taken her under my wing, and we're both adjusting. My son is the only male cast member on the show.
Oh, that's your son.
That is my son, Tyler.
Because the only picture I had was the cow, and then all the girls and the guy in the background, and I knew you weren't the cow, so I was wondering.
Yeah.
Hey, who is that cow? That cow is that's a great cow.
They stole that from the Hilltop.
Where'd they steal that cow?
From the Hilltop Steakhouse up here in Saugus, Mass.
Did you learn to ride a horse yet?
I have not.
You have not?
I do, I have in, other places, but since I've been there. And there's a lot of things that I've wanted to do, but I'm still new, so I'm still exploring.
Well, you know what they say. You if you're not from Texas, they never accept you as a Texan. Someone told me this. You have to be born there, or else if you're forever an outsider. You can live there for 30 years. You're an outsider.
I will forever be an outsider.
Yes.
Melissa, who is a cast member, moved to Texas when she was 3 months old, and none of the women at the country club even accept her.
No, you got to be born within the borders. You got to be born in the
like a members only club.
suck.
No,
It's
absolutely.
weird.
And
People
even
are
if your
weird.
parents weren't born there, then
It doesn't.
really, you need
No,
a couple
genetics doesn't
generations to
count.
get through
Some kind of
Texas.
secret society. You have to be born in.
Yes, you gotta be born in Texas.
Oh,
to be
he's
a Texan.
Anthony's like, oh my God, yes! He's getting freaked out, turning red, talking about it. So tell
Oh yeah, and they are absolutely serious. These women, they have told me, they have screamed at me to get the F out of Texas many times.
Oh my God.
Many times because I'm not a true
nerve.
Texan. I'm not pretending to be a true Texan.
Right.
Just smile at them and say, "Bless your heart."
Tell me sorry.
I did learn that.
You
I
learned
did
bless
learn-
your
how
heart.
to insult somebody. The best insult is to tell someone that, like, their dress is really cute, and then you ask if they made it. Like, oh, that's so cute. Did you make it? And then you realize, oh, gosh, I've just been insulted.
You have a back door to get into society. I get it. So tell, because I know Anthony said he's never watched the show. I've seen it at least once. So we're not really up to speed on it. And so anybody that's kind of not initiated, like I said, like, what can we expect? Like, what do you, like, what kind of, what kind of situations do you get into that they can kind of see on TV?
Well, right now there's a lot of controversy between my son and Whitney. Whitney is Bonnie's daughter, and they broke up.
Okay.
And so right now Bonnie is not talking to me because she somehow believes that I made my son, as if I have the power to do that, date her daughter so that I could social climb. Now, her daughter Whitney has the C word tattooed to her foot. In fact, she has 15 tattoos.
Okay.
And I try to point out that I wouldn't have selected her to be,
Yeah.
I don't really need them to social climb, but it's horrible right now because I would say there's only one person on the show that's even talking to me because they all think that I just came to town and I'm just making stuff up, and so they're trying to kick me out. That is sort of like the theme that's happening right now, and they would be very happy if I just have to move back to the West Coast.
Here's what I'm trying to say. If I turn on Style Network, okay, and I watch Wicked Fit, or I watch Jerseylicious, I can turn on any basic reality show that's out there. All right, like even the Kardashians that are out there now. I could turn on any show, and it's always girl A is going out with guy A because girl B wants guy A, but she dates guy B to make guy A jealous, and then she gets guy A, and then of course girl A and girl B are both fighting now. I mean, you can pretty much get that on any reality show. What makes yours different or kind of sets it apart from all the other shows? Because I would think that something to do with Texas, probably.
It's very, okay, what you're saying is so similar to, like you're talking about our show.
Right.
So, I mean, in that regard, it is very similar, but it is fast-paced. I think that's what makes ours unique, because you never, by the time you figure out, what's going on, there's something else is going on. I mean, it just moves so quickly. It is not like you're spending a half an hour while two people having tea just arguing.
Right, because I can tell you right now that if I was in the street right now and Anthony and I hooked up to meet for a cup of coffee, and I said, "Did you catch that show last night?" He'd say, "You seen one, you seen them all. All they do is argue. What makes this one different?" And that's what I kind of, for the people out there who haven't watched it, that's what I want to know is what makes Big Rich Texas different, that they'll say, you know what, I don't really watch reality shows, or you seen one, you seen them all, but I think I'll check it out. There's always going to be some kind of niche that makes you want to check it out. I mean, is it the character? Is it the location? The situation?
I believe that it is the characters, because each one of us, we are so unique and so vastly different from one another, and people are just really, really interested in just the lives, and they love to hate us too. Kind of like JR. They just love to hate us, and I think really, it's just that everyone is just so diverse, and we all have different parenting skills, but still, all in all, it really is. There's kind of a formula. It's the same. I like the way it's filmed. That they really get extra footage, and that they really do ask us about our lives, and that we're true to ourselves.
Because I would think,
because sometimes I'll watch other shows and I'll think, they made her say that. Oh, that's just so scripted. Or that, but we never have, I do not know what these women are going to say to me, and sometimes I don't even know what I'm going to say.
Because, any reality show you watch, someone's calling somebody a bitch. That's a given. And that's why everybody goes, all reality shows is just this big thing that churns out a new show every other week, and it's gonna run itself out of steam. But it's like, I'm thinking, okay, Big Rich, Texas. The first thing I'm thinking is, okay, it must be locations. It must be situations that are different than other locations. I mean, because I'm thinking whatever happens in Jersey, Texas provides a different thing, because you got the cows, the steers, the farmland. It's a different way of life in Texas. And I'm thinking, there must be
exactly.
Right.
In Jersey, I think people love watching Jerseylicious because they're sort of almost stereotypical Jersey people, and in Texas, it's very much that way.
Because I'm thinking, whether you're having a show in Boston, if you're having a show in Jersey, California, I mean, in Texas, someone calling a bitch is still someone calling someone a bitch. It's like, even if you're in Houston saying you're a bitch, it's not much different than being in California calling someone a bitch. You're still insulting someone. It's one person hating another person. But if I'm watching a reality show, I want to see something I'm going to see this on Big Rich, Texas, because I'm not going to see it somewhere else. So if I'm watching...
Well, you definitely won't.
Right.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you, because this is all about Texas-style living.
Right. I want to see girls riding cows.
How people treat each other in Texas, what they think. I mean, everyone thinks they're awesome in Texas. So,
I'm going to want to see the girls trying to ride, a bull, or, slap, what they call slapping the bull, or, I want to see stuff that you're not going to see in Jersey. You're not going to see a Jersey girl in the stiletto heels, slapping a bull and running, But in Texas, I would expect that. Expect they're going to be in jeans or a jean skirt, and they're going to, with the flats, they're going to run around, get a little dirty, and then they're going to also have their classy side. So you're not going to see that in Jersey, and that's what I'm thinking. I want to know. That's what I'm trying to say. It has to differentiate itself. Because if you don't differentiate yourself, you're going to fall into that.
Just for the mere fact that it's in Texas,
right.
and all the women, with myself and my son and Kaylin, I mean, we're the newcomers. And so we're learning just all about what it's like to be a Texan, how people think, what they do, what's important to them. Surprisingly, what's important is social status. I've noticed that people will they all drive great cars. Everybody has a nice car. Everyone. It doesn't even matter if you make 2 cents, you have a nice car.
Does all the people that drive a car, do they have the horns on the hood?
Some of them do. If you're about maybe 20 miles outside Dallas, you'll see the trucks driving down the road. And the driving there. I would take Los Angeles in the middle of rush hour traffic any day to the people, the way they drive in Texas. I mean, I'm like just traumatized over. I drove one time, all the months. I have driven a car once because I just can't do it. People, they're crazy, and they don't care. And if you put your blinkers on, that's just an invitation to cut you off because they know what your intention is. So you have to zip over really fast. And,
those bastards.
Yeah, that's crazy. They're crazy.
Oh my God!
Because that's what I want to see. I want to see locations. If I want to watch a show in Texas, I want to see cows. I want to see. Like she said, that how the Texans don't accept you. I want to see that on film.
You want to see?
I want to see them trying to get along at a social event with Texans, and they get the cold shoulder, and they're going to be like, "What the hell is their problem?" And you're going to capture that. You're not going to see that anywhere else. I want to see something that's indigenous just to Texas.
All right, you have to watch the show.
I'm going to catch it.
I want the Jerseylicious girls to come to Texas for a little vacation and visit us.
Take them to slap the bull.
That's what I want.
Slap the bull thing.
You got the bull.
Slap what bull?
You go up to a bull and you slap him on the ass and you run.
What? Are you nuts?
Well, and then the longhorns, all they have to do is turn their head and they could just kill you. I mean, stab you. I mean, they just walk around. They're just walking around like, oh, here's a bull. Walking down the street. I mean, it's not right in the heart of Dallas.
Yeah, there's definitely some
because we do a lot. I mean, our country club is actually in Fort Worth. So, we travel, a lot.
Right.
We do a lot of barbecues.
But you don't drive.
And all sorts.
But you don't drive, no.
You travel, but you don't drive.
I don't drive. I do. Oh, I mean, I drive, but I don't drive there. It's not going to happen. I'd rather ride a bull down the street.
You would ride.
I don't feel so bad driving through Boston. It doesn't seem like it's bad.
The problem with Texas is, Dallas, there's loops. Everything's a loop. Loop this, loop 98, loop 221, loop 47. And I mean, there's in loops.
Yeah, so you know this.
Yeah, I've been to Texas.
I look at the roads.
Yeah, the roads are complicated.
They didn't have much foresight. They did it to make people crazy.
That's right.
They're infatuated with loops.
He was a comedian.
It's all loops.
Infatuated with loops.
It's all loops.
They got a hard-on for loops.
Well, I mean, it makes sense to them.
Roads along every freeway, and when I first moved I just thought, okay, this is awesome because you can just take off and take the service road, but it just makes it more of a little mini nightmare. Anyway, so I have my son drives me or Kaylin. That's it. I mean, I just can't do it. And then I just lie.
I'm sure that after today, I'm sure Anthony's going to go online and vote for Texas. He better. I'll have words with him next.
Yay!
now you're obligated. When and where can we watch your show?
It's Sunday night, and it's 8 o'clock, like Central Time, and so I think it's 6 o'clock on the East Coast.
Okay, so, that's right. It's about an hour.
Yeah, from 6 to 7. It's a 1-hour show. It's on the Style Network.
Okay.
And every Sunday is a brand new show, and then throughout the week,
so it's on tonight.
So it's on tonight. It's on tonight.
And there's 10 episodes, and today is episode 4.
Okay, episode 4.
So they're already 3 episodes in already from the show.
Episode 4.
Yeah.
Already in. So
yeah. But you can catch up, by watching the reruns. That's a lot of people do. They'll watch. Like right before the new episode, they'll run episode 3, so you can see 3 and 4 together.
But the true believers want to watch it tonight because they want to be on.
I'm going to be doing some live tweeting tonight.
Okay. Oh, all right.
Well, you'll have to look at me up.
So what they do is they pick a cast member that's, like each week, we get to do it, and so this is my week. So I'm going to be, and people are mean. They tweet terrible things.
Well, look me up on Facebook, and if you ever need any Bostonian people down there to mix things up a little bit, Anthony and I will clear our schedules because we will rock. We will
you're
rock
invited.
their world.
You're invited.
Okay.
You can come. You can come stay with me.
Yep. We will rock their world. I assure you. And we can probably find you on Facebook too.
Yep.
Okay, because I'm on Facebook, so I'm easy to find. I'm easy to find on Facebook. I would rock their world. I don't know if Texas is ready for me. I don't know if Texas is ready for Ashley. I don't know if they're ready for me.
Leslie, thank you so much.
And be sure to tune in tonight.
Thank you, guys.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.